Howdy, y'all. Roman Catholics were the first Christian tradition in the New World and first in North America. They have a rich heritage of missionary work. The enthusiasm of the Franciscans in New Spain was fueled by a missionary zeal rooted in long resistance to Islam during the Al-Andalus Islamic reign of the medieval Iberian Peninsula. There was also an increased impulse of missionary work due to the Counter-Reformation response to Luther, Zwingli, and Calvin of the 16th century. The Jesuits in New France were fueled by active suppression of the Huguenot reformers in their own French borders and a long-standing state of aggression between France and England. The French Jesuit missionary Sebastian Rels encouraged the Abenaki tribe to attack the English colonies, which were gradually encroaching their lands north towards New France territory. Both Franciscan and Jesuit orders practiced living with and learning the languages of the indigenous peoples. Most American Protestant traditions were sporadically, if at all, interested in serious missionary work with First Nation peoples. The Roman Catholics also had centuries of conflating the Romanish doctrines of a supreme deity, a panoply of saints, a ritual tradition, and a caste of holy men with pagan cultures and traditions they were trying to convert. The first missionaries and first native churches were Roman Catholic. The first Christian martyrs in the Americas were Roman Catholics. Their zeal and effectiveness were extraordinary. Roman Catholics were a minority in the British colonies. They remained a small minority in the U.S. until the 19th century due to two factors. The first big increase in the Roman Catholic demographic came from the trebling of U.S. territory by the Louisiana Purchase, the annexation of Texas, and the Southwest and Pacific territories ceded to the U.S. by Mexico after the Mexican-American War. These vast swathes of land were predominantly affiliated with the Roman Catholic Church. The Roman Catholics were initially the majority church west of the Mississippi. The second major increase had a major impact upon the eastern seaboard and major population centers. This initially came from the huge influx of Irish Catholics as refugees from the Irish potato famine of 1843-48. Large numbers of Eastern and Southern European Roman Catholics were, in succeeding waves, altering the church affiliate demographics in a major fashion. Roman Catholic Bishop John Hughes was instrumental in two major victories for religious freedom in New York. His efforts to garner public funding for Catholic education or the removal of all public funding for religious education of any persuasion put a wedge in the profoundly Protestant interpretive tradition of Roman Catholicism as an evil, anti-biblical tradition. His arguments were not favorably entertained by the elected officials of New York. He subsequently took up the time-honored Protestant stratagem of becoming politically active. During the next election, most of his suggested candidates for office were, in fact, elected, and a subsequent defunding of theologically persuasive public education occurred. He simultaneously decreased Protestant influences upon education and elevated the Roman Catholic to a formidable voting bloc. The parishes in Louisiana were non-segregated, and the first orders of Black and First Nations nuns under the auspices of the Ursuline convent tradition were located there. Significant numbers of Irish Catholics filled enlisted ranks and slots in the officer corps of the Union Army during the Civil War. This substantially cemented recognition of Roman Catholics as loyal Americans. Schools, hospitals, hostels, prison reforms, indigent care, orphanage, and a plethora of other social work programs were and are a legacy of the Roman Catholic Church in America. Thank you for watching. Live long and prosper. Kurt.